and then at playoff time, they always step it up. Now, you've got to be concerned out there with Nowitzki matched up with Duncan so that he doesn't pick up any cheap fouls here and his minutes are cut back. Plus, you have to deal with the fact that Duncan in this series is only averaging 17 rebounds a game. That's all. All right.
And he's got, how about this, Hubie? Yeah. He has 10 and 10 now. That's his 5th double-double of the series. And we're at 9:56 in the second quarter. Wow. 35-23, Spurs by 12. Avery Johnson to Malik Rose Elliott. Back to Avery. He hit 2 mid-range jumpers. Thinks it over, doesn't do it this time. He finds Steve Kerr, who just checks in. And Kerr hits the 3.
Hey, when you play them, you can talk all you want about double teaming the inside guys and rotations and everything. But if that perimeter game is on fire, like it has been in round 1 and in round 2, they stretch you out. And they have 4 guys who can shoot up over 45%. They're dangerous.
The Mavs look a bit shell-shocked. Nowitzki made the errant pass. Nash couldn't corral it, and there's the turnover. 15-point Spurs lead inside Duncan, and he draws the foul.
When you examine both offenses here in the first half, San Antonio very quietly doing what they always do, executing, getting high percentage shots, moving the basketball around. At the other end of the floor, they're running a passing game, movement, trying to run screen and rolls, but everything is compact, and it's easy right now tonight for San Antonio to defend them. And every time that Dallas releases a shot, there is a hand in your face. They're contesting everything.
Bradley comes back in, and Nowitzki will go to the sideline. Duncan missing that free throw. If Spurs play the Lakers, Duncan's free throw shooting could be a significant element.
Oh, you got to think, you know, everyone says, well, you know, Shaq shooting 60%. Well, that's what Duncan shoots. And he doesn't get to the line as much as Shaq. Shaq leads the league with close to 13 a game during the regular season. Duncan gets there 9-10 times a night.
Bad pass from Buckner, tipped away by Kerr. Pushed away. Duncan misses. Duncan follows. And it's saved by Malik Rose. Look at the hustle plays by the Spurs. Bad pass. Buckner. Isley. He missed it. Rebound Buckner. It'll go in.
Don Nelson has gone small by bringing in Buckner. So you have Buckner, Isley, Finley, Nash. All right, so they're going right now with only one big guy on the floor, and that is Sean Bradley. He's going with an all-defensive group, hoping that he can cause some turnovers and get out in the open floor. But look at this problem right here.
Yeah, they lob it in, and Michael Finley had to come all the way over to try to help. Otherwise, Duncan gets another throwdown. We have a timeout on the floor. The fouls against Buckner, his second.
Sweep this team is, I think, as much as people might have thought, you know, after winning 2 home here in Milwaukee. But, you know, it's still, the series is still much alive, and, you know, it can go either way right now. You know, we're fortunate to have the home court advantage, and we have to act like it.
And speaking of at home, Ray Allen averaging 27 when the Bucks are at home, and when Charlotte's playing in North Carolina, Mashburn at 33.5. Pick right. That one.
Oh, that's a Donnybrook, that series. Mainly because Charlotte is so difficult to play on the boards, and then Mashburn has, you know, stepped up this game at home, and he's in a nice flow, just like he did in round 1 against Miami. But we all know that the Milwaukee team, they roll when Gasol, Allen, and Robinson are shooting a high percentage, and everyone else gets on that bandwagon. Milwaukee is 9 deep and has a ton of talent. It's a great series.
Duncan gets the first free throw and the second. It is 41-25 Spurs, and there is no question that Michael Finley is looking very tired. 25 points in game 4, none denied. He played 48 minutes in that 4th game. Nowitzki being defended by Duncan, finds Isley. misses, and Bradley doesn't get the rebound, and back comes Avery Johnson.
After the early 3 to 4 minutes of this game, San Antonio holding Dallas to one shot attack.
Elliott hits the three. It's a 19-point San Antonio lead.
You don't know a thing about basketball. You just watch these guys and you say, you know what? Their perimeter guys can really make those three-point shots. And it doesn't matter who's out on the perimeter, Bob, because they all can make them except Avery Johnson.
And he hit 2 in a row.
Yes.
Tonight. The personal's on Avery Johnson.
They're on fire.
Duncan's going to sit down as the Spurs have their biggest lead. And Duncan has 13, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, I'm not even finished yet, and 2 block shots. Isley goes inside, trying to beat Steve Kerr, which he did, and it is 44-27.
Now, Isley, Don Nelson told us before the series that Isley had to step up, give them 8 minutes, and then give them big point production. He's doing a very nice job in that category and shooting a ton in three-point percentage.
Kerr with a pick and roll. Malik Rose pops back for the jumper, and he does not shoot that well from out there, and misses this time. Bradley thought about it. He's going to the hook shot. Gets the rebound after it was kept alive by Finley. Isley penetrates. Bradley gets it in past David Robinson.
Nice move by Bradley, and a great attempt by Robinson. Robinson did get a piece of that shot.
So 4 consecutive points there by the Mavs. They cut the 19-point lead to 15. 6:38 to go in the half.
Everybody is shooting such a high percentage, plus the makes. Now you can see Steve Kerr drilling one, and he is the 5th guy getting minutes. Now, why is that so important? Well, Kerr is the leading percentage shooter in the history of the NBA in three-point makes. And Elliott, Daniels, and Ferry have just been terrific. It's very impressive. And it'll be interesting to watch if they can continue to do this in the next round against LA and if they should move on.
Shot clock down to 12. Bad pass Johnson. Here's Finley looking for his first points. He doesn't get that. His own rebound is stripped away, and the ball will be out of bounds, belong to the Mavs. That looks like a tired player.
Yeah, well, Bob, and it's just typical of the type of night he's having. Now, we're talking about a great kid, a guy who plays very hard, works at his game, coaches love him, he's a team player, he's your main guy for all these years, and tonight he just cannot get anything to drop.
Finley 0 for 7. That was his first rebound. Finley doesn't find it again. 0 for 8 for Michael. He's going to have to try to shoot through it because they can't live without it.
No, and you know he's your star. You're not going to tell the guy to stop shooting. You're going to tell him, look, keep going. You're going to get hot, and you're going to run a hot streak for us.
Nowitzki got a hand in the face of Duncan, causing him to miss that shot. Nowitzki pulls up from about 28. Doesn't get the 3 to go down.
When you play this type of basketball and you take so many threes and shoot so quickly, the rest of the guys cannot get in position to get an offensive rebound. And that's what happened now after the first 3 minutes of this game. They never get a second shot.
Isley makes the pass inside to David Robinson. He's fouled by Juwan Howard. And, of course, the boos come out because of the 2 flagrants against Howard in this series. The first one knocking Derek Anderson out.
Well, you like what Duncan and Robinson are doing. During the course of the season, Duncan gets to the line 8 times, Robinson gets there 6. But at playoff time, in 8 playoff games, Duncan is getting there 9 times, Robinson's getting there almost 10 times a game. And that's healthy to see because they're putting fouls on the front court people of the opposition, and that forces substitutions.
Robinson misses that, but the Twin Towers for San Antonio, 18 points, 16 rebounds.
Wow, very impressive.
Juwan Howard got inside, had to come back out. Defense stays inside. Howard's turnaround won't go. He knew Robinson was there. Juwan is 2 for 7. And Finley 0 for 8. 45-29 Mavs. 5:09 to go in the first half. Finley on Daniels, been doing a little bit better job there, but Daniels gets yet another assist to Tim Duncan with the easy lay-in.
It's okay on a screen and roll to jump topside and send the guy to the baseline. But when the screener rolls to the hole, you better be there on your rotation.
Howard gets inside. He's blocked by Duncan.
Howard somewhat stumbled there and could not elevate. And anytime Duncan is chasing you and you make yourself smaller than you are, well, Duncan's going to get it. See right there? You can see he could not get up in the air. Duncan, a shot blocker, playing the ball all the way.
Eduardo Nahara in the game for Dallas. Another missed shot inside.
That's at least 4, Bob. They've at least 4 minimum.
Porter is back in the game with a penetration. It's lost out of bounds off Buckner. We were talking about Eduardo Nahara. He came in late in game 3 and showed a lot of energy and hit a couple of big shots. Got 2 quick rebounds. But in game 4, Nahara played only 2 minutes and did not score.
Well, they love his competitiveness. He's really a very tough guy, had a great college career, and then also early in the year they gave him a lot of minutes. But now, once they made all of their trades in that, he becomes a role player off the bench. But he plays with tons of energy and can make it happen for you. The only problem, he's only 6'7".
Rookie from Oklahoma, Nowitzki from the elbow, and he breaks a long drought from the floor for the Mavericks, and they trail by 16, and Nowitzki has 13.
We have 4 minutes on the clock. The Mavs have 31 points, and that's the story of this series. We're talking about a team that averaged over 100 points a game. They're grinding the offense to almost the hole.
Bad pass from Duncan. Steal by Buckner. Nahara on the wing. Buckner's going to go in. He misses it. Tipped by Nowitzki. Blocked by Robinson, but first the foul.
Greg Buckner, it's nice to see him back because during the course of the year he had an operation on his knee and he missed a ton of games. They're playing him. They're giving him the minutes. He plays the passing lanes as well as anybody on this team. He's very, very quick, and he can start the break once he makes the decision.
Nowitzki misses the free throw. Coming up Wednesday night on TNT, Game 5 between the Raptors and the Sixers. If Dallas were to win this game, not looking likely right now, we would have Game 5 between the Mavs and Spurs also. Check your local listings for the times.
Bob, if they would only make their layups. Now, we know they just missed another one. That's 5. Now, we're talking easy gimmies. That would have been 10 points. So they'd be hanging around right now.
Certainly be a single-digit deficit. Duncan gets inside, and he is fouled yet again. Tim Duncan already has 15 points in the game. That is the first on Dirk Nowitzki.
Now that is Duncan's patented move. Once he takes you, he loves to come back on that quick spin. Well, if you're going to double team, you've got to be there. And that time, Nowitzki was late.
Duncan is 6 for 7 from the free throw line tonight. He's only shooting 57% coming into this game for this series.
Well, that's because early on you made an issue that he was only 11 for 19 in game 4.
How many times?
He says, I'm going to take care of you, be a Bob over there. I'm going to make them all tonight.
It's certainly looking like that. You know, the Lakers are watching this.
Yeah, well,
they said they were going to sit back and watch this game, and maybe they'll be out having dinner. Duncan 7 of 8 tonight, and Nowitzki, who has 14 points and 9 rebounds, is fouled before he gets that shot away, and that will be the first foul on Antonio Daniels.
Now you look at Nowitzki and you say, hey, well, you know, he's a foreign kid. He's 7 foot 6'11". He plays like a guard with all of this great ability, and you're absolutely right. But the underlining thing is he is only 22 years old. That is the major issue here. He is blessed with a ton of talent, and what they're trying to do is to build his body through the weight process so that he can be a better and stronger post-up guy.
He gets both the free throws there. He's also had troubles in this. He came into this series with an injured heel that he injured in a celebration after defeating Utah. Then he got food poisoning before Game 3, and of course lost